Hello, everyone, and welcome to our final exit interview during the season here. I'm your host, Aaron Armstrong, here for Rob Has a Podcast. And today I will be speaking with the final four evictee, our final jury member before the final three evictee, who's the real final jury member. But the final jury member that I will be speaking to, I am talking now with Kiefer. And I am curious about what Kiefer is going to say in regards to where his jury vote may land, what he's looking for, and what his thoughts are in terms of where the jury just stands in general on the players left in the game, and who he thinks is going to win, as well as a couple of questions about where his game went wrong and what he thought about his own game here across the entire season. So I won't delay you any further. Here we go. Let's talk with Kiefer. Kiefer, hello. How you doing?
Hi, I'm doing good.
All right. I've got some questions here for you about you being a juror. What are you looking for as a jury member?
Some rest and relaxation. You mean in the winter? I'm looking for someone who had a really well-rounded game and someone who can really come through in the clutch. They all have pretty equal resumes. So it's going to come down to the final competition and who decides to sit next to who.
How much of your decision will be personal and how much will it be based on the game that was played?
I think my decision will be solely based on game. Overall, Big Brother is a game. You have to remind yourself that we're play, and whoever played the best game is going to be the winner.
How important is jury management when it comes to deciding who to vote for?
Pretty important, because at the end of the day, we are all humans, and when we're locked in that house together, that becomes our world and our real reality. So the reality is you need to mend relationships before they leave the doors. And it's not always easy to do so when you're backstabbing people constantly. So jury management is important, but you get some time to think here in the jury house, and we're going to reflectively reflect on the jury, and within there, we're going to make it happen.
Has anyone left in the game, have they had particularly good or bad jury management?
I think Tashawn probably has the worst jury management out of everyone, aside from myself. But I've been closely working with Tashawn for a long time in the game, and his jury management with me is fine. I knew he was going to cut me. I knew he was coming for me, even though we were tightly working together. But that's because he viewed me as a big threat. So I think Tashawn had some issues with Jed and Beth, but Jed and Beth aren't deciding the winner of this game alone. It's going to be a collective of the entire jury.
Okay, so in the three possible combinations for the final two, who do you think you might vote for, and why? So if it's Ty versus Braden, who do you think you're casting your vote for?
Well, in that scenario, it depends on who won the final HOH. If Braden won the final HOH and took Ty, I'd vote for Braden. If Ty won the final HOH and took Braden, I would vote for Ty.
There you go. What about if it's Tara versus Ty?
If it's Tara versus Ty, I would vote for Tara.
What about Braden versus Tara?
That's a tougher one. If Braden wins and takes Tara, it's more of a debate as to who deserves to be there. But I would probably have to vote for Tara.
All right. In each of these matchups, not who you would vote for, but who do you think would end up winning the majority of the votes? If it's Ty versus Braden, who do you think wins that game?
Wow. I think it would be close, but I think Tashawn would probably win that vote just on the pure fact that he hasn't touched the board.
What about Tara versus Ty?
I think Tara would win that vote by a landslide.
What about Braden versus Tara?
I think Tara would also win that vote by a landslide as well.
Okay. How strongly do you feel about these choices, these picks?
I mean, I feel good, and they all deserve to be there. Big Brother is one hell of a ride, and they've been holding on for a long time. Any one of them deserved to win. So I feel strong about all of them, and I wish that they could all win and they were all getting some money, because I know how tough it is in there.
Who are you hoping wins the game?
Deep down, I'm honestly hoping that Braden can come out with a big win, decide to sit beside Sean, and Braden could win the game. Another part of me wants Tara to win the game because she took out myself and Jed, and I would like to be beaten by the best. And then again, to Sean, if he wins the final HOH, he deserves to win the game. He won when he needed to. Every chance he could win a competition, he did, and he never touched the block. Yeah. So that's a loaded question for me.
Are you happy with the game that you played this season?
Honestly, I'm very happy with the game that I played. I came in, I represented, I played hard. It was hard work the whole time I was there. I was trying to pull on people's heartstrings. I feel like I represented myself, my family, and my people extremely well. And I don't really have any regrets in the Big Brother house. I don't know if I could have done anything differently to position myself in a better spot. So I feel very proud of what I accomplished in my time there.
Who would you have taken to the final two if you had been given that opportunity?
If Tara chose me over Braden, I would have took Sean to the final two just to guarantee myself the winnings.
All right. Who are you most looking forward to talking with in the jury?
It's got to be Tina. She's been my number one ally in the house, and she's just a gem to hang out with. I spent a lot of time with her in the BB Cat house, and really looking forward to chilling with her in jury.
What do you think went wrong for you in the game?
Holy. It's hard to say. I feel like not a lot went wrong. I think what went wrong for me was not winning coming down the stretch. I had an opportunity to win the head of household. I was in a tiebreaker. We had 2 points apiece in the final HOH. And then I came second in the veto competition. So what went wrong is I couldn't win when I really needed to. I couldn't solidify my own spot in the final three. And that was my biggest fault.
Is there a move that you regret making in the game? And if so, what move do you regret most in the game?
I don't really regret doing anything, but maybe in the fake double voting out Tara, I really regret saying her name in the DR. I was working closely with her, but I didn't want to squander my relationship with John by going against what he wanted. So I don't really regret that too much, but if I had to make a decision of something that I did regret, it was probably that.
What was the best part of the experience for you?
Oh, Lee. I think the best part of the experience was just proving to myself that I could be a powerhouse in this game of Big Brother, that I could be respected and people viewed my game as a good game. So I think that's my number one thing there.
What do you plan to tell your fellow jury members?
Everything. I can be an open book. I can be honest about everything that happened in there. I'm constantly reminding myself in the house that this was a game. Every time I said hard work, why am I here? That was to remind myself what I was doing and why I was there. So now that I'm out of the game, I'm still technically in the game. I just want to be honest, and I want to look at it from a inside-outside perspective as to who's playing the game, because I think the 3 people remaining all have reasons why they should win. And I just want to help the jury make an educated guess as who deserves to win, because really it's a toss-up right now. We got to find out who our next jury member is and who's in the finals.
How do you think the jurors will respond to you being the one evicted here?
Oh, Lee. I think some of them are going to be happy. Some of them are going to be shocked. And I think they're all going to realize that it was probably the best move for all of the remaining house guests to have me sitting here. Because I do feel like I had great jury management skills. I felt like I played a great game. And I felt like if I could make it to the 3, and if I didn't win the final HOH, and if I still got taken to the 2, that I probably would have won this game.
All right. That's what I've got for you, Kiefer. Thank you.
Thank you.
And that was Kiefer. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this whole journey throughout the season, talking with the evicted players from the game, especially the jury members. It's always such a privilege to be able to speak with them and ask them questions and get a sense of where their head is at. Just not only in terms of where this season goes, but just how the jury tends to work in general. There's so much we don't know about it, and so being able to speak with some of these jurors is so nice. And I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I do, because it's definitely something that I really do enjoy here about Big Brother Canada. So thank you guys again for being with me across this entire season with these exit interviews, and of course, I am going to be live after the finale of Big Brother Canada 9 to recap everything that happens, and we'll crown a winner of the season. And if you liked these interviews, well, guess what? We're gonna try to get some postseason interviews as well, which will definitely be a lot more in depth, and I can be a little bit less of a robot and actually tell them things, because they won't be jury members. So that'll be fun as well. So look out for those. Plenty more coverage heading your way here on RHAP as a podcast. You can also find me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Taran Armstrong right there. And you can hang out with me in the off season, playing some games, hanging out, talking Big Brother, all that kind of stuff. We'll, I'm sure, have some off-season content, and Big Brother US right around the corner in just a couple of months as well. So thank you guys again so much for joining me here, and I will see all of you next time.